Have you ever heard the term ERP? Are you struggling to understand the meaning of ERP? Do you face any challenge to remember this concept? Then this video is for you. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel SAP Formula. In this video, I would like to give a short introduction about ERP. The full form of ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. ERP is a software or a tool which will help to manage the business process run smoothly. In market, we have different ERP systems and it purely depends upon the company for which software they need to go depending upon their business process. For example, companies like Amazon, Flipkart, Swiggy, Zomato, Myntra, Big Bazaar, Vishal Mart, Decathlon, all these are companies and these companies will decide for which software they need to go to manage their business process. Do you think these companies can manage their business with paperwork or Excel? The answer is no. Why? Then let's see in detail about ERP with an example. In this case, you can see a person who is selling flowers. He will purchase one flower for 5 rupees. So I can say the cost of one flower is 5 rupees. But the selling price of one flower is 10 rupees. Let us assume that he is selling 10 flowers in a day. If he sells 10 flowers in a day, then I can say that he makes a profit of 50 rupees per day. If you observe in this case, he is able to manage all his profit and loss even without a calculator. Soon after days, more number of customers starts purchasing flowers from this person. Most of the customers will pay on time, but some customers will pay once in a week or once in a month. Now it becomes very difficult for this person to remember each and every transaction, and it becomes more complicated to remember who how much has to pay. So he starts noting down all the transaction in a paper, and with this activity, he is able to manage his profit and loss. Here you can observe that there is a transition from no paperwork to paperwork. Okay. After a year, he will start his own company. As per the law, this company is now registered and he will start expanding his business. He will start buying chairs, ribbons, and all other necessary items for his company. Now, whatever he purchased for his company is an investment. Now, he will show all these investment to government to reduce his tax. Now, customers are purchasing in bulk. The company starts printing invoice with the help of computer and they will use Excel sheet for simple accounting formula. Now, if you observe in this case, there is a transition from paperwork to Excel work. Paperwork to Excel work. Now, your business is growing very well. Customers are demanding for variety of flowers. Okay, company starts to order from their vendors for variety of flowers to meet the customer's demand. Company will rent a warehouse to store all the flowers in the warehouse. They will hire few people for their warehouse. Now, this warehouse team should carefully record how many flowers they took into the warehouse and how many flowers they took outside the warehouse for sales, because this calculation will help the actual stock in the warehouse. Now, the company is fed up to manage all these operations in Excel work and with paperwork. Now, company will decide that at any cost they need to buy a software to manage all their materials and warehouse team. Now, company will decide to buy two softwares. One software is called as material management for the purchasing team to manage all the materials, and one more software is called as warehouse management software for warehouse team to manage all their operations. If you observe, there is a transition from Excel work to business softwares. to manage their business. Now your company has 1,000 plus employees across all the departments. Now it becomes difficult for the HR to manage all these in paper or board. So the management will decide that they need to buy a software which is called as HR software. HR means human resource software. And this software should give the punch in time, punch out time of every employee. This software should also give the actual number of working days of an employee and the total number of leaves taken by the employee, because this calculation will help the HR team to process employees payroll on time on month end. Okay, so in this case also the company will buy a software which is called as human resource software for the HR department. After years, customers not only need cut flowers. Earlier, the company was selling cut flowers. Now, the customers are demanding for potted flowers. Company will decide that instead of buying this potted flowers from their vendors, let us start our own production. Company will buy production lanes. Company will purchase soil, machines to produce beautiful set of flowers. But there is a challenge. Every customer's order will vary based on pot size, based on color of the flower, based on height of the flower. Now, the company will decide that they need to buy a software to manage all these, because this software will help the production team to process all their operations with the help of software. So let us call this software as production planning software. I can say production planning software. This software should show what is the production status, how much time is consumed to produce one beautiful set of flower, how much raw material is consumed. So all these status this software should provide at any time. So similar to your online orders. Suppose, let us take an example. You are ordering one biryani from Zomato. As soon as your as soon as you order, the application will show the status, how much time it will take, and at what time it will be delivered by the delivery person. All these informations you can track with the help of Zomato application. Similarly, this production planning software should give all the status related to production to the production team to run their operation smoothly. So now I can say this is the third software which the company has purchased, that is HR software, and this is the fourth software which the company has purchased, which is called production planning software. Now, a person who was selling flowers on roadside even without a calculator has grown so well that his company is now registered and the company is paying tax for the government. This company has completely changed from paperwork to four different softwares. Now, purchasing team, PT means purchasing team, has software with, with a database called DB1, and warehouse management team has a database 2, and HR team has database 3, and production planning team has database 4. These four softwares has its own database. Now all the purchasing team data will be stored in database 1, and warehouse management team data will be stored in database 2. Similarly, all the HR operations will be stored in database 3, and production planning team data will be stored in database 4. For example, if anyone from purchasing team or warehouse management team or production planning team takes leave, this information will not be pushed into HR database. Suppose if there is a order for 1,000 quantity of potted flowers, this information will not be pushed into purchasing team. Why? Because this is decentralized. What is decentralized? Decentralized means each and every department, okay, each and every department has its own database, and the data stored in each database will not be shared to other database, and this will lead to miscommunication and can lead to human errors. This is the disadvantage of decentralized system. Okay. Now every system has its own advantage and disadvantage. Now you got to know what is a disadvantage. What is a disadvantage? The data will not be shared with the other departments. Now what is the advantage of it? As you can notice, each and every department has its own database. Let us assume there is some issue with database 1. Now the purchasing team will stop all their operations until the database issue is fixed. Meanwhile, the other departments like warehouse management department, HR department and production planning department need not have to stop their operations because they have different database. Okay, so each database is not dependent on other database. So this is the advantage of decentralized system. Like I said, it all depends upon the company for which type of software they need to go depending upon their business process. Now let me give one example. Now you have a account with SBI Bank. This SBI Bank is in Karnataka. Now let me take this as Bangalore. Okay. So Bangalore. Now this bank which is in Bangalore has a database one. Now you have gone for a vacation. You have gone for a vacation to Tamil Nadu for a week. Now you are facing some issue with your bank. You are not able to take the money from your bank account. Now you will decide to visit SBI Bank which is in Chennai. Okay. Now in Chennai, let us assume they have a database too. Now, this person will go to Tamil Nadu branch and he will explain all this issue. Now, Tamil Nadu branch will say that, sir, you have to go to your home branch to fix this issue because your data is not stored in our database. Okay. So, hope you understood the decentralized means the data stored in database 1 will not be shared with database 2. This is the disadvantage. Now, a person wants to open a bank account in Bangalore. Now, there is some technical issue with the Bengaluru SBI Bank branch. Now, the SBI Bank will say that, sir, please come tomorrow. We are facing some technical issue in our database. Now, at the same time, anyone from Chennai can open their account in SBI because they have different database. That is database too. So, this is the advantage and disadvantage of decentralized. Okay. Now we have centralized system also. So in order to prevent all these, companies will decide to go for centralized system. What is centralized system? Centralized system is a system where the data of all the department will be stored centrally. Anyone across any department can access the data of each department. If anyone takes leave, this information will be pushed into HR department. If there is a demand for 1,000 quantity of potted flowers, this information will be pushed into purchasing team so that the purchasing team can supply raw materials to production team in order to start their production. So this is the advantage of centralized system. And this type of system will prevent miscommunications and human errors. Now, these type of systems also has disadvantage. You can see that this type of system has only one database. Now, If there is any issue in this database, then all the department have to stop all their operations until the database is fixed. Okay, so this is not similar to decentralized. So this is the disadvantage of centralized system. So hope you understood what is the advantage. The advantage is anyone can access the data. What is the disadvantage? If there is any issue in the database, then all the operations, or I can say whole business process, has to be stopped until the database is fixed. So if you go back to this example, now the SBI bank, so I can say that we have only one database, that is DB. Now, if you go to Tamil Nadu bank branch, that is SBI, now this bank employees can access your data because it has same database. They can fix the issue. Okay. Now, one more thing. If there is any issue in the database, then none of the branch, that is Bengaluru branch and Chennai branch, can't open the bank account if anyone comes to create one new account. So this is the disadvantage. So each and every system has its own advantages and disadvantages. Like I said in the beginning, it all depends upon the company for which type of software they need to go depending upon their type of business. See, buying a software is not a big deal for the company. The company will spend, hundreds of crores to buy a software. But if the software is not user friendly, then you can expect two things. Company has to change the software, which will never happen. The second one is they will fire the people and they will hire those who have good knowledge on these softwares. Okay, so that is the reason company will take months of time to decide for which type of software they need to go to manage their entire business process. Now, let us assume that this business process, okay, this business process all has all the departments like finance department, sales department, production planning department, logistic execution department, human capital management department, and you have quality department, material management department, plant maintenance, project system, and corporate services. Now, just think if the company goes for decentralized system, then they should have 10 plus database for production planning database 1, for logistic execution database 2, for this database 3, database 4, database 5, database 6, database 7, database 8, database 9, database 10. So the company has to go for 10 different database if they go for decentralized system. If the company decides that no, if we no, we will go to centralized, then they will have only one database which is called as DB. Now all these department data will be stored in one database, and anyone across any department can access the data of other department. So this is the advantage and disadvantage of both centralized and decentralized system. Hope you got idea about this. So what is ERP? ERP is nothing but enterprise resource planning. Now I would like to conclude this video with one more example. Suppose you have a cycle, you have a car, you have a home, so you have everything. Now, how well you will utilize your resources or how well you plan your resources, all these operations are performed your brain. I can say that your brain is a software which is nothing but ERP. Okay. And this ERP will help you how to execute or how to utilize all these resources or how well you can plan to utilize these resources. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any doubts, please drop your questions in comment box and please subscribe my channel to get the notification of my upcoming videos. Thank you once again guys. Let's catch in the next class with one amazing topic called basic business process. Thank you.